How are you doing, Marianne? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little nervous and excited. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to come up, and I'm just trying to be willing to accept what the right things will come up for me in this
Yeah,
session.
yeah. Well, I'm excited that you have chosen to do this. So, in the message, you had shared a few things with me.
Hmm.
You had shared that you were feeling a little bit stuck, especially around your business. And
Hmm.
a lot of it was tied to speaking about yourself.
Yes, that's right. I have a hard time talking and promoting myself. I've always been kind of an introvert. I kind of sit in the back. I'm much better, in one-on-one conversations, but to speak up about myself is a real challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I completely understand. I'm an introvert, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And it's a skill. Speaking is a skill that can be learned, and you can get comfortable with that. So that's the awesome thing.
Hmm.
Um, but this idea of this feeling of this fear of speaking about yourself, you had mentioned that there was this feeling of um, being paralyzed. It was paralyzing.
Yeah. So you think your thoughts are going like, oh, I want to say this, and it just really won't come out. It's almost like you just kind of shut down.
Okay.
Um,
So hold it right there.
okay.
So I want to bring you into that moment for just a second. If you can just close your eyes and imagine being in that moment,
Okay.
and you have this thought or feeling, there's something that you want to communicate,
Hmm.
and you're not communicating it.
Correct.
Where is the energy in your body? This energy of like not you can't communicating it. Where is that coming from?
It's like the energy's constricted.
Yeah.
It's like
Where do you feel it in your body?
um, my throat and my chest.
Okay. Okay. All right. And what's your heart having to say about all this?
My heart's saying that um, you have learned so much and you have so much knowledge in there, and you do have something to offer people. You do have something to offer. You just, my heart's just saying, be strong and say what you got to say because you've worked really hard on this.
And as you say that to me, you start smiling.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
a there's I sense like a freedom that you would experience in that experience if you could allow yourself to do that.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. Has this come up for you um outside of the coaching realm at all? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, it comes up. It has, it always has kind of been lingering there for a
Okay.
really, yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So isn't it kind of awesome that this is coming up for your coaching?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
It's cool, right?
definitely.
Right? I because this is the kind of work we can't serve others in these things unless we've done the work ourselves. And there's an aspect of fear here that you're contending with. There's a
Okay.
fear,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
There's a fear of um, not sounding good enough
Right.
or
Yeah.
being misunderstood,
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
right?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe even a sense of failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, so I want to bring you back to your heart for a moment.
Okay.
That place where you felt alive and that you could speak freely
Hmm.
and have that freedom, right, to offer all that value that you've learned and that you want to share with other people. Um, in offering that value, Um, what would that do for you? What's the benefit for you in providing the value to other people? We know what the benefit to other people would be, but what would it be for you? What do you personally get from that?
I personally get that I am actually, sharing a gift that I have. I found, this calling of coaching, and it's been like, wow, this is my purpose. This is what I feel is my purpose. This is what I want to do. And I want to do it because I finally have, goals and excitement about something that actually I've had in my life a long time, the nutrition and I've had all the physical stuff, and recently I've gained some of the emotional, mental stuff. So I just feel like for me, it would be just a boost in my whole self, as a whole being, like finally stepping into, I guess it's stepping into your purpose and having something to offer makes me feel just empowered. Yeah.
Empowered.
And confident. It's like I would reach this person that I've always kind of wanted to strive for, and that I've gotten there.
Yeah. So this person that you envision, right, that you're striving to become, by the way, you've already become it. It's there already. Your mind is convinced you otherwise, but it's there. It's waiting to just leap out of your body.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because just the way you shared it, I want to feel more confident. I want to feel empowered. It's there. Right? It's already there.
Right.
You just haven't allowed it to release itself.
Yes.
Because there's this one single thought back here. What if?
Yeah.
What if? So when that mind says, what if I fail? What if I get judged? What if I say the wrong thing? What if you impact other people's lives in a real powerful way?
That would be so powerful. That would be powerful to help somebody else out.
How many people would you have to help for that to be powerful?
Just one.
Okay.
Hopefully more than that, but especially impacting somebody else and improving their life I would feel that elation and want to probably just keep going.
Okay. If you were able to impact one life that way, would the judgment of others have such an influence over you if you knew that ahead of time?
No.
Do you have any doubt that you can help at least one person?
I believe I can. I don't have any doubt that I can. Yes.
Okay. Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah. Did that come out right? Do I have any doubt that I can't help somebody? No, I don't have any doubt. I know I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So if there was just one thing that you could do to step into that knowing, what would that be?
Step into that knowing that one.
There's something you've been wanting to do that you've been resisting to do.
Right.
You've been putting it off. That's the one thing I'm speaking about. What's that one thing that you haven't been doing that you could do that could impact that one person out there that's waiting to hear from Marianne?
Reach out to them and tell them that I think I can help you.
How would you do that?
For me, I believe it would be I would hear someone, or somebody would say something to me, or be in conversation, or I would, hear someone say, their struggle. And I would be able to walk up to them and say, hey, very sincerely, I really think I can help you with that. Please let's spend 15 minutes discussing this, or possibly online. But I don't really do a lot of social media. So I think for me and my energy, it would probably be more effective because people don't really know me on social media. I guess I could improve that area. But I think for me, it's going to be them feeling my compassion and energy personally. Yeah.
Marianne, I have no doubt about that.
Thank you.
I fully believe that about you. And I believe that's 100% true for you. Or do you believe in your heart? I'm not speaking to your head right now. I'm speaking to your heart.
Okay.
When you show up from that place of service, from your heart.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you believe that that person would receive it and be judgmental of you? Or do you believe that they would authentically be open to having a conversation with you?
Coming from my heart, they would be open. They would be open to having the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how to have that conversation from your heart?
Well, I don't think I've actually practiced that. I'm so in my head all the time that's kind of where I'm thinking too much. I'm more in my head. So
what are you thinking about?
All the things, the doubts and you want to say it right. And, those things are stopping me. Or I don't want to be impulsive. Don't be impulsive and say the wrong thing. Don't make yourself look bad. Those things, when I'm thinking, I'm either thinking that, or I'm thinking, oh, I know I could help this person. What do I say? And then I start asking myself questions, and it gets in my way.
Have you heard the heart has no questions and the head has no answers? Have you heard that saying?
I actually haven't, but that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I hear you're doing, right, is you're trying to solution an outcome for the client.
Yes.
In the middle of the conversation, before even the conversation has started.
Before it even started.
Right? You're trying to solution an outcome. And so energetically, we can be in one of three places.
Mm-hmm.
We can be focused on the past.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we're in our regret and judgment and all that stuff there. Mm-hmm. We can be focused on our future and we're attached to an outcome.
Yes.
Which is where you're at here, right? You're looking into the future, trying to control an outcome. Or we can be anchored in the present.
Mm-hmm.
And just allow the experience to unfold naturally.
Yeah, I love that. Allow it to unfold naturally.
Yeah. So I know that you are a yoga teacher.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. So I presume you have some skills on how to get present.
Yes, I do.
How do you practice that? What ways do you practice that are really, really effective?
Really effective getting yourself in the moment for me is obviously your breath. Just taking a deep breath and trying to come into the center. That's why I started doing yoga, because during a yoga vinyasa class, you're moving and you really you have to be in the moment, because there's nowhere else to think. You're just in the moment. Yes. But to practice that in real life, it would probably be my breath and maybe some sights and sounds around me, feeling all the senses of the room, and just talking yourself to stay right, just try to be right in the moment. But mostly breathing and the senses would anchor you there.
Okay. Have you incorporated that into your practice before speaking to people?
Well, I don't, I think it comes up. And then if it does, I guess I need to prepare myself. I haven't really done that. I haven't prepared myself the way I know before I come to speak to someone, because I feel like it happens so fast. And then,
Well, what's happening, right? You're in your headspace trying to attach to an outcome.
yes.
So
Yeah.
because you're there, you can't be present. We can't be worried about our future and present at the same time. We can only be in one place at any given time.
Right. So it's
Right?
catching yourself.
Yes. Right. It's first about awareness,
Yes.
right? Because without awareness, we can't possibly make a change. So it's first about becoming aware, which you are becoming aware now as we're speaking, and then practicing that awareness and deciding who you want to be in that moment. Do I want to focus and attach to the outcome, or do I just want to be present and serve from the present moment and trust the unraveling
Definitely. I
of
want to
what will
serve.
be shared?
Yeah, I definitely want to serve in the present moment and trust
Yeah.
of the experience. Definitely.
Because when I don't know how many, I don't know how many people you've actually coached, but like the one thing that I know is when I sit in the present moment and just allow the client to show up however they show up, and just allow myself to show up how I need to show up. Like there's an inner wisdom that comes from the heart that takes over and speaks.
Mm.
It's not about getting a client to an outcome or getting them to an outcome. It's just about creating awareness in that hot moment that's being co-created together.
Yeah, I love that. Um, I love that, allowing the moment to be, which I think has been missing from my coaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in yoga, right? As you are leading the class in yoga, there are things that you do to prepare for that you prepare the class for, right? You just don't get into the middle of, you don't jump right into the hard section of yoga, right? You kind of work up to it little by little. You prepare, there's a preparation, and you
Yes.
probably go through some preparation of your own too before the class.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you don't come into the class from a busy, crazy world and just sit down and fall into yoga. I couldn't imagine doing that.
No, right. You're
Right.
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 Yeah.
There's something that you do to
Entering the
bring
room.
yourself into that presence.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So do you see, like, if you allow yourself to have that same experience in your coaching, to pull yourself out of the worry of the outcome and just be present with the other person, just like you are for your students in yoga?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you feel that? Do you know what can
Mm-hmm.
you imagine and feel that?
Yes. I can. I can. There's such a calming about it. There's such an ease, and all the expectations are gone and the pressures are gone. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you overcome your fear.
Hmm. Wow. I've been searching for the answer to that for a really long time.
I just got the chills. You've had it all along.
Right.
Right? You just didn't see it.
Mm-mm. I didn't see it.
You didn't.
I was searching in books and
It was
this
right on the
workshops, and
it was
it's
just
right
on
there.
the tip of your nose, and we can't see what's often on the tip of our nose,
Right.
right? Until somebody like this, right? You have a coaching session, it's like, oh my gosh, it's right there. It's so easy to access. It really, you're already doing it in yoga
Mm.
class.
Yes. That's right.
And that's in front of a group of people.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not even just one-on-one, because you just got done telling me I'm more introverted, I'm more comfortable one-on-one.
Yes. And I think that because I already have it all laid out on a piece of paper, like a yoga class, I know exactly what I'm doing and I have it. With coaching, you don't know where it's going to go.
You not always, no, you don't.
Not always. You have an idea and you have a little roadmap to follow. And I guess that is something that in the past I was a little bit caught up from. Like, what if something comes up and I don't have my information right in front of me? I have to rely on my just gaining my knowledge and picking it up and recalling it.
But then you're reverting back to your head.
Right.
And the outcome.
Right. So when you say just allow the experience to be, all that noise goes away.
That's right. The tools are there. Your mind is a toolbox. Think of your mind as just a toolbox with all of the skills. Okay. You have the skill.
Yes.
Right? We're to use the skill in the present moment. We're trying to utilize our skill to control an outcome.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do this with your yoga students, right? Imagine that experience for your students.
It wouldn't work.
It just wouldn't work.
No.
Right?
No.
You wouldn't have anybody coming to your yoga studio.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It would be kind of an awkward feeling. Right?
Yeah.
So like you're already doing this in your yoga studio. It's just a matter of replicating this over here for this part of your life.
Yes, it's exactly true. It's just shaping it over into to coaching. And it's so powerful and so simple. Yeah.
It's interesting because there's one of two things that I find with clients. It's always usually simple. We just don't see it.
Yes.
Or it's something that we just haven't learned. Like you've learned it, you just didn't see it.
Yeah.
But right, you didn't see it, but you had it. But in some cases, it just was something that you were never aware of to begin with. And it's just something that you just have to start practicing. That's not the case here.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? How awesome is that?
Yeah, that's right.
So in wrapping this up, like I'm kind of curious if there was one thing that you're taking away from this that you're going to put into action right away, what would that be?
It would be to come from my heart space and to, come into my heart space and to take a breath and just allow and be present with whatever the experience will be. And I think that coming from my heart and getting out of my head is the ticket of, and then just remembering your voice telling me just to allow. I think I can do that and just practice coming more from my heart and feeling more and just believing that, all that excitement that I have, and to turn off the mind.
Yeah. Yeah. That will allow you to overcome the fear and step right in to the present moment and being fully present with your client and having a really powerful experience.
Yeah.
Right. The powerful experience comes from being present. You know this. You've had this experience already. I know you have.
Yes.
Right. The powerful experience comes from being present, first and foremost, operating out of the heart. All the other stuff is a byproduct of that.
Yes. Yes.
And if it's not a byproduct of that, you've manipulated it to become that. And the person will feel that.
You're right. That would come across for sure.
Yeah.
That would come across. Yeah. And they would feel that.
Exactly. And that's not who you want to be. So getting this into regular practice is going to be key to overcoming the fear. It's that easy. It's not, it's that easy, but it's not easy. And I know you know what I mean by that. Because
Yes, yeah.
it's just a new habit, but like it's not a completely foreign habit for you because you're already doing it over here in this aspect of your life.
Yeah, it's just that when I walk off, out of my yoga class, I just got to keep it going into my everyday life and my coaching.
So there's something here that you share that's really powerful because it's almost like I'm sense the way that you talked about it, it's almost like you're living two lives. You've got
Yeah,
this life over here and this life over here. And really, it's not living two separate lives. It's about living one life where you can be who you are across the board fully.
yes,
And the beautiful thing about what you're doing and already practicing is it just needs to be applied everywhere.
right, right.
And if you got, once you do that, you're in. You've got your ticket to begin overcoming the fear that's been keeping you locked up and held.
Yes, yes. Wow. Yeah, like you said, that's like great news. It's the practicing of being that way and coming from your heart and being present, which people throw around that cliche, be in the present moment, but it's just now it has so much bigger meaning to me.
Yes.
And you're right. Sometimes I feel I am living kind of these separate worlds, and I want to feel more consistent and congruent, more whole. And so to do that, it would make sense for me to just continue that in all areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when I have found when I live, like there are times where I feel like there's that separation happening,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where it's like there's like the new me and the old me. The old me tries to come back, right, and squeeze itself in, and it's like that's not who that's not who I want to become. That was the old me, right? Like this is who I want to become. How do I invite more of that in? And usually when that old me comes back, there's a sign. That's a sign for me that I'm neglecting myself in some way.
Mm.
In my self-care or in some practice that I'm doing in who I want to be.
Yes.
There's something, there's something I'm not doing or something more I need to do.
Right. And that's a good time. Would you find if that happens to you, you kind of self-reflect on what am I neglecting right now for myself?
Well, it could be what am I neglecting of myself or what do I need to step more into?
Okay.
You may not be
Yeah.
neglecting anything. You just might need to stretch yourself a little bit more.
Okay.
If that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
To kind of get to bring you where you need to be because our life has seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And some seasons are wonderful and there's a lot of growth and it's green, and other seasons feel cold and dry and like winter,
Yeah.
right? And like when it's like winter, those are the times when we sometimes have to bring ourselves into the stretch.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes. Yes. And noticing where you're at, what season you're kind of in.
Yes.
And you're right. And so stretching yourself even more at those times, because sometimes you fall back into your old ways and it's so automatic. Sometimes you don't even notice it.
That's exactly right. And all this is a state of living unconsciously.
Mm.
Right. So when we live more consciously, we are taking ownership of our life experience.
Yeah, that's
right?
beautiful.
Right. We get to then, once we take ownership of it, we can then decide what we want. We have lots of choices. We have more choices than we usually think we do.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. That's great to have it explained in that way. Yes. Yeah. That's great.
Was this helpful for you, Marianne, today?
Yes, it was like I couldn't, like you said, I just couldn't see what was right in front of me. And even though I may have known this, I didn't really know it. now
You knew it.
I knew it
You
up
knew it.
right,
You didn't know it.
but I didn't know it here. And it just feels like it's not surmountable issue anymore. When I come to that place,
Mm.
I believe it's just going to shut that fear down, and it's going to
Love is the
be
only
less.
thing. Yeah, love is the only thing that overcomes fear.
Yes.
It is the only thing.
Yes.
Well, Marianne, I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you again.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for offering your coaching services. I was very grateful of you,
Yeah, you're
and
welcome.
I really appreciate it. It's just
You're welcome.
eye-opening.
If you're not, I don't know if you heard, but I started a ministry. I co-founded the Academy of Energy and Wellness.
Oh, neat. Okay.
And for you or for other people who may be watching this, it's only $5 a year to be a member. It's a private membership, online membership. And we talk about all of this stuff in all aspects of our life. The energy of our physical body, right? The energy of our thoughts, the energy of our feelings and our heart, and the energy of our soul and our spirit. And really learning how to master that energy and bring everything into alignment so we can live more consciously and make the decisions, right? Own it all, make the decisions, and really direct and create the lives that we really want, instead of allowing the fear and the worry and the stress have their say and rule the experience often.
Yes.
Right? Instead of allowing that to rule the experience, kind of taking a step back and saying, well, hold on here. What's my heart saying to me? What does my heart really want? And how do I get more of that?
Right. Yes.
Right. So if you're wanting to learn more about that, you can go to the academyofenergyandwellness.com.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely do want to know more.
Yeah, on there will be all the information related to it, and there's a button to become a member. We would love to have you. You're a coach. I would love, and you have some background in this. I would love to have you share some of your wisdom there as well. And we have some good things happening.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
Just as the new year is getting going. So I would love to have you participate if you're open to that and willing to do so.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So Marianne, this has been great. And I appreciate you doing this. And I look forward to seeing you in the community if you decide to join. And if anybody is watching this and they're looking for the support, we invite you to come on over into the academy or message me too. I would love to be able to just support people where they're at in the journey, whether it's in the academy or outside of the academy. It's really just about moving ahead and getting past this fear that we pay too much attention to. And we give too much credit to that fear. Fear is an important thing. We need to listen to it. But I think we give it too much credit. And we don't give our heart enough credit. We don't trust our hearts enough. Thank you again.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you and what you're doing.
Thank you, Marianne.
It's extremely beneficial. So I can't wait to check it out.
Awesome.
All right.